Arit, how we doing? What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Don't. Don't hurt us. It's Valentine's Day. I make no apologies for this. Had away. Do you see what I've done there? Nice. Nice stuff. Today we're gonna do it's a theme of love that runs through it, but it's one of those things where we'll tentatively try and rock some of the reeling as well, because that's what I do, grot bags. P to the A to the T, RUN.com/cow daily. That's patreon.com/cow daily. If you could let one know that you're in the comments, because obviously we're at an irregular time and there's a big old lag on the screen. The dream, living the dream at the Westmoreland Road Men's Hostel. For those who know. Anyway, we're going to talk about a variety, a smorgasbord, all the good things. But if you can drop an early like on the stream, that would be top. Let's not piss about. Oh, I've sworn. Oh, Vic, I've fallen. Too many of us have tried to tone down our weirdness for friends, partners, or family, only to later learn that we're suppressing the best things about us. There's no joy like the joy of being your strange self, and find that there are people who love you for it. I personally feel utterly blessed that I have somebody in my life who accepts us for who I am, because I am a lot. In what news which will surprise hardly anybody, I myself am a lot. I'm a lot to deal with. I'm a lot to be in a relationship with. I'm a lot to be friends with. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's bad. That's not bad all the time. But at the same time, I do relate to my partner having to be around me all the time, because see this thing in front of us, a microphone? Basically, I'm like this all the time. Put this in front of us or not, these are the things. I live this shit, man. I breathe this shit. My whole work's around just trying to do, I don't know. I don't even know what this is, but I don't stop. And my partner's absolutely amazing at just dealing with it, just dealing with it. Actually, you know what it is? I honestly don't think she'll mind this, right? I'm going to share this with you because it's the spirit of love and Valentine's Day. So I shall. This is a message she sent to us this morning. I love you right back, not just for Valentine's. Of course, I've absolutely sent her one first. She's away at the minute. I'm really happy to be with you, even though it's hard sometimes because what you do isn't easy. I'm proud of you and what you do. You're a totally unique person. You have something special, the way you really commit to what is right. You're also very good at turning things around and bring the fun and laughter. I know I don't always appreciate in the moments of high tension, but when I look back on my life, those are the only moments I'll remember. Thanks for bringing the fun. I'm looking forward to much more fun times ahead. 3, count them, 3 kisses. That's real love. And I tell you what it is, right? I'm blessed to have somebody in my life who's honest, and accepts us for who I am. Because, honestly, this will surprise you, right? But I'm far from perfect. And some days, for an hour or something, I'm a fucking nightmare to live with, in the sense that I'm like, what you see this on camera, you get to have a break from it. Imagine the patience that my partner has. So big up to her. She's literally, my opening line was, happy Valentine's Day to the greatest person that I know. And a lot of it's around honesty and compassion and understanding and patience for who I am, because I am a lot. I'm a lot. But that does not always have to be negative, because it's not, you know? But when it is negative, you can imagine what I'm like round the house. The metaphorical kicking of cats. Not that I agree with animal violence or anything like that. As you know, speaking of that, obviously I was a bit later on starting the day at a meeting earlier. So it had to be done, you know what I mean? I just have to juggle, as the patrons would know, actually, because I've shared why. with yous in the last drop in. Um, Me dogs, I had to feed them. I put it off too long. I had that walk before that meeting, but it's not great feeding them and then doing a podcast because we're probably gonna get interrupted, I would have thought at some point, like, but what are you gonna do? I love them too, very much actually. It's also one of those irregular loves because if I'm a lot to my partner, those dogs are a lot to both of us. So as you can see, my partner's effectively an archangel at this point with the patience that she has. But anyway, let's continue on the theme of love. Let me say it louder for the people in the back. And I'm basically gonna like pull out Instagram memes here because it covers different themes. So let me say it louder for the people in the back. You can make it without that lying, cheating, degenerate, narcissistic douchebag who's trying to kill everything that's beautiful about you. That can be done in many different ways, and I'm sure we've all been in relationships where we've been on the end of that, and also being that guy, albeit temporarily. I know I have because I can be fucking very self-absorbed. Fortunately, temporarily, because I'm also quite self-aware. Um, you know, so what I'm trying to say here is right, and I understand a lot of us on the day of love will be cosplaying just to try and get through. And a lot of us, especially in times of cost of living and whatever, just can't afford to move out or go away or whatever it takes. But regardless of all of that, man, you matter and you matter in the sense that you're a human being and you don't have to stay with people who are committed to treating you like an absolute bag of shit. So if it's a mid to long term plan, engage, plan. If you're sure, because sometimes if we lack self reflection, everybody's a problem, aren't they? Apart from us. And that would be a mistake. So self-love comes from making tough decisions at times, and that goes for friendships, no matter how long or short they've been or anywhere in between. When you are being served up gruel at the table of friendships and relationships, trust me, because I'm definitely the type of lad who's let those things go on too long in the past. Just once you're sure, man. Love yourself first, I think is what I'm saying here. We've got to start there. And that comes with being honest with ourselves about who we are. As you've seen, if you've just joined the show, hello, thanks for being here. The first 8 minutes or so was about me agreeing with my partner's Valentine's Day message that I can be a lot. That's not what you said. We'll go back to the start if you want to know what you said. I'm saying that because it's funnier to say that. I'm not saying the first line because, whatever. But I believe this to be true. The more chance you give someone, the less respect they'll start to have for you. They'll begin to ignore the standards that you set because they'll know another chance will always be given. They're not afraid to lose you because they know no matter what, you won't walk away. They get comfortable dependent on your forgiveness. Never let a person get comfortable disrespecting you. Word to the life. Don't. Don't do that, man. Like, Captain Save-A-Ho and all of that, that might keep you there. I don't know. But if people are persistently disrespecting you, no matter who it is, family, friends, God herself, whoever, sack them off. Obviously, don't just like say nothing and then get to a Raj endpoint, like a crash cut on like friendships and ghost people. That's mad abusive, That is really, really, really horrific. That's horrible, horrible, horrible narcissistic behavior. Explain it to people, and if they don't respect that and you like explain stuff in good faith, part of that love got to start with self-love. Do one. It's good. And then, if it's been a long-term thing, it's going to be hard to navigate and deal with, man. But if this is going to be the day of love as designated by Clinton's cards, then we can have a little bit of truth in here. And love isn't all some mad chocolate box and Mills and Boone novel and all that. It can be gritty. It can be bloody hard. And especially if you're having to live with me. But no, anybody really. I mean, like, it's tough times, man. It's hardly like sort of, like easy life, isn't it? And it's putting so much pressure on relationships. And you know what the pressure release valve is? Being honest, saying like, if you're struggling, say so, man. Like, it's not all just about yeah, here he is, the three-legged dream machine. 2 seconds for people who haven't got the visuals on. Basically, a three-legged dog who is on the dog equivalent of crack, which is this like food that my partner cooks up for them, which is like super nutritious and all kinds, right? But I swear to God, he's going to have our life. We're 10 minutes in. We haven't even started properly yet. And this fucker on the floor I'm about to pick up is going to ruin, or even be the making of this podcast. Who knows? This is what happens when you work from home and your partner's away. 2 seconds, I'm going to pick him up. Come here. Up you come. Come here. Girls. You can tell he's happy when he says, growl. Here he is, the three-legged dream. You all right, big man? You got anything to say into the microphone? You might hear his low moan, I don't know. When he's with his father, he's a happy lad, aren't you, son? Which genuinely is. This is also love. If you've been involved for a while, you would know, like, this time last year, nearly to the day, that my mate here had to have his leg cut off because he had cancer. And another form of love is cutting through. 2 seconds. Get on the floor here. Good boy. Another form of love is like nursing him back. And what I saw my partner do before and after he had his leg cut off was superhuman, because this time last year I'd also face planted into the ground and she was holding us all together. And we still had Scrappy, who sadly had to have put to sleep since then. So there was 3 dogs and me with basically all down one side, just unable to do anything. And she was working full time and she did everything. I couldn't like chop or do anything to cook, or everything was just, and I had the most savage concussion of my life, lasted months. So that's love. I know I'm loved. I've got somebody there that no matter what happens, and she knows this as well, because we've actually had the conversation, because I think you actually have to in these times, that if I get unwell or if she gets unwell because of the pandemic or any other reason, I'll be there to mop my brow no matter what, and vice versa. No matter how long it takes, no matter what I've got to do, no matter how many hours I've got to work and then look after her, and vice versa, that's what we're going to do. And that's what we're doing if it happens. But we're also doing everything that we possibly can to ensure that that doesn't happen, because I don't want her to go through that again, because that's already happened. And I swear to God, right, if you've got somebody like that in your life, it could be a friend, a relationship, whatever, right? That level of loyalty, like the dog. Not I'm calling my partner a dog. It's getting in the weeds. This is wrong now. But you get me point. That's your wealth in 2024. Fuck everything else, man. Health is wealth for a start, your own, right? That's self-care and self-love, right? Whatever that takes. But if you've got somebody there just as a backup, man, and I know for me, like, it was so important when it did happen. It was because I tell you, make sure if you're going to take all these risks, that the people around you are going to be there, because the majority of them are not. So all that other stuff I've been talking about, those slides, all part of it, man. Got to love yourself, man. And that's like sometimes tough decisions get made. What's this on the screen? Just so I want to reference previous guest of the show, Andrew Feinstein, former ANC MP in South Africa with Mandela, as he told on the show. He was mentored by Archbishop Desmond Tutu. He is going to stand against Starmer in Holborn at the general election. You may recall I asked him outright when he was on a few months ago. And yeah, he was bit coy about it, but I got a sense that he was gonna do it, and I'm pleased he is because Andrew is one of your own, really good lad, and really happy to see that these things are occurring and starting to occur. Let us see who's a boot. Let us see who's a boot. Let us see who's a boot in the comments. Glasgow. Arit. Right back at you. David Teasdale. Nice to see you, pal. All the best. I'll read how found this by chance is not getting notified again. God knows, man. It might be my fault this time, because obviously I'm doing irregular times. Also, as I said, you've got to have the patience of a saint and the love of the gods to deal with this little three-legged shit on the floor who's went running out the room. As you can see, I've left the bloody door open, which is not great for sound and echo effect. And he's back. What are you back for, little one? What do you want? Do you want to sit on my lap for about 30 seconds, dock back in, run off, and then come back and cry at us for the entirety of the show? Honestly, is that what you want to do, Grub Bags? Oh, how are you then? Let's do that. Come here, Grub Bags. Hiya. This is where your love gets tested, man. We're doing the comments, man, Grub Bags. What are you doing? Right. Jez Hunt in the house. Nice to see you. B62 Boom 1. Nice one. Was Morris, nice to see you. Wales ×3, Kings and Queens all. Joanne G, rocking the E's. James Bashford, Carlos, Jenny Schramm, Hannah Vickers in the house, Jason Corbis, Andy Taylor. Just going through. Carol Booth, Paul Elliott, Russell Hughes. First time watching, nice to put a face to the page. Better to see you, mate. Really pleased you're here, and please do subscribe on all platforms, on the audio and all that as well. If you could, mate, that would be top banana. Nice to see you. Reet, we'll get back to this. I've got Grop Bags here on me lap. Liam Boyd's in the house. Nice to see you drop in. The melons there got in just at the end of this. What else we got on the screen for yees? Just something about the ancient ways. This is from Spells, Charms, and Incantations. You may fascinate a woman by giving her a piece of cheese. Just take that home to the bank with yourselves. Enjoy. Right, just this one from your man, Hellywell's Res, RES. It's about, he's quote tweeting Matthew Todd, who's one of the best sort of climate drum bangers, to warn us. So basically, there's something called AMOC. Hellywells explains. I've read a lot about the collapse of AMOC, or as was described in The Day After Tomorrow, the North Atlantic Current. One or two of the studies reports on this describe the heating of North America to catastrophic levels, i.e. uninhabitable, while simultaneously Northern Europe moving towards an ice age. Class. That can happen as soon as 2025. Nothing to worry about. Follow Hellywell's Res for all of your climate apocalypse needs. Bit of tough love here for audio people. Here's a young girl stood in front of the Twin Towers, obviously, while they still existed. The caption reads, "The world you were born in no longer exists." This is the thing. This is love. This is honesty. We've got to let it go. Like toxic relationships and things like that. Same with the old world and the weaponized nostalgia and all of the ways we're leveraged by the far-right social engineers. It's all gone. But it doesn't mean we can't build a world that's better. We need to say that. But the world you were born in no longer exists. But you could say that for people who got sewerage for the first time. I'm making a clean air aspersion for those who don't know. You could say that. Just before, they were like, "Oh man, what is this? All this fucking change." People fear change, man. Don't worry about it. Also, to show this from William Sloane Coffin, to show compassion for an individual without showing concern for the structures of society that make them an object of compassion is to be sentimental rather than loving. Listen, I got a bloody taste of this, right? For a while, when I was ill in bed with the long COVID for a long time. Oh, there. It's all of that shit. I'm a proud man. A lot of the people doing that, you're not fit to lace me boots, man. Shut up. And it gave us a deeper understanding of things that, like, people with disabilities and clinically vulnerable people have said that was over the years. It's like, I get it, and I cared before, but there's a new level of that now because, you know, as much as people wanna say that they're like evolved beings, until we actually experience things, we don't really get it completely. The West Indian proverb, which my partner has taught me, which is, "Those who will not hear must feel." And, I learned that, um, much to my cost when I was in my 20s, like, not daft, I didn't do anything daft, it was just like, people started dying towards the end of my 20s, and it was like, "Alright, reality's here." And then I resisted that at first, and it was just like blowing up on re-entry, something. You're never gonna be able to hold that together. So, self-care, self-love for ye. Don't stand up for Gaza because you are Palestinian or Arab, Muslim, Christian, or Jew. Stand up for Gaza because genocide is universally abhorrent and the moral imperative to condemn inhumanity supersedes identity. What's that got to do with love, Grotbags, you might ask? Well, this is the thing. There's an epidemic of the cosplaying occurring, and what I'd like, just on a general thing, not even just about Gaza and Palestine and whatever, if things are done from an authentic place, like standing alongside clinically vulnerable people, stand alongside Palestinian people, not like they're little whatever. What we need to be doing is, and I think that's what, like, the definition of like solidarity is really. It's absolutely just like, stand alongside people in equality and not being all there with them, you know what I mean? Empathizing with the situation, but also seeing commonalities in your situation and combining those struggles. Like, this is it's the kind of like, I refer to this quite a lot, but comedy can sometimes tell what we need to say. Limmy's Cancer Band sketch. If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube, right? And it's quite old, but it's on about when everybody's wearing them Lance Armstrong cancer bands, like, you know, and there was the whole Make Poverty History ones and all of that. It's the flags and the profile pictures for a bit until the next thing, you know? It's the turning your profile picture black for Black Lives Matter, and then when it really matters, really going dark. It's about, like, love. It's about love for humanity, and it's not about, like, "Oh, well, I am this, so I align with that." If you're seeing a picture like many of us have of dead bands or videos, and there's been a hell of a lot due to what's happening in Rafah this week, it's never stopped every day, then please do it from a place of, like, universal love inside. I think we accuse people of supporting things like a football team, and that also is people who are more aligned to what we think. This guy's got to go on the floor. Go on. I dare you to run away and give us 10 minutes. Go on. Audio people, that was me dog again. Just do me not. So, as I was saying, please, if you're going to stand up for anything, it doesn't matter what it is, then please make sure it's done in good faith. And the moral imperative to condemn inhumanity supersedes identity. And that's love, man. That's genuine, unfiltered, undistilled love, unconditional in some respect, because Ben's being killed, doesn't matter what ideology produces that, is absolutely horrifying and wrong. Look at this on the screen, though, right? Francis Forever Fukuyama on Twitter. There's a map of Gaza, and the little red bit at the bottom is what I'm relating to this. The city of Rafah is 33 square kilometers, barely half the size of some American airports, let alone cities. 1.2 million people sought refuge and a promise of respite here and are being bombed. Listen, right? Cutting through the shit. You might have saw it too. I saw Ben just absolutely entrails out of her, just hanging from rubble, because that's where she ended up, literally in the hanging position. And that's 1 out of we've got the figures. Let's pull them up. Health data should always be communicated clearly and accurately. 12,300 Palestinian children have been killed. And this is a quote tweet of the Associated Press, who are using terms like minors. And, it's deliberate. We know this. But I just wanted to, put that in your eyes, as well as this. Trust me, this is the least traumatic thing. It's on a sliding scale of trauma of what people do and what I'm doing and other people are choosing to view, to bear witness to. It's a picture of a newborn, and the woman gives her baby dates instead of milk because she cannot buy milk for him. And let's be honest, that child may already be dead since that picture was taken. And that is utterly fucking unacceptable. I know it's been a long time since October the 7th, and it's really hard to keep viewing this and whatever. But a place of unconditional love for all humans, man, we can't allow this to even go unchallenged. People are like, oh, what can I do? It's sometimes about the journey of finding others like yourself and actually building communities around that, because that's what's happening. Let's be honest, there's a whole remodeling around, I don't even know what the left is. I don't know what it is in this kind of ongoing pandemic world. I mean, ableism, health and safety, all that. But anyway, is it doing its job? Nah. So we've got to build new things and supersede the old. And that's love, yeah. Spelling mistakes cost lives. Darren Cullen, great artist. He's put this forward on his website, and you can print it out ahead of the next elections. Vote for genocide, vote Labour. Straight to the point. Spelling mistakes cost lives. And remember, everybody, fall in love, not in line, on this, the day of the Valentines. Let's get some comments before we get out of here. We're getting out of here. Right. Who we got? Russell Hughes says, "Will do. Nice one, brother. All the best." Right. Hold on a minute. I think Glasgow was running some. What's he saying? I don't know. Anyway, Liam Boyd. Oh, great. Just what we need at American refugees. Oh, dear. Gareth McDonald, and also a new name. Nice to see you, pal. Mandela had it right, in my humble opinion. No one is free until everyone is free. No one is safe until everyone is safe. No one is secure until everyone is secure. Absolutely spot on. Pure love in those words. Liam saying, virtue signal with armbands and profile flags mean nothing if it's not followed with in real life action. True bloody story, mate. And I think a lot of people miss that bit out because, social media is a tool, right? It's a tool that we use. But what it isn't is a substitute for a blend of getting shit done. Glasgow. Just speaking out as action these days, given merely holding a Palestinian flag can get you investigated by the cops. Great point. Design Richard Cole. Nice to see you, mate. Late at the party as usual. Soz. No soz. Always a pleasure. Never a chore. Carlos. Nice to see you. We're living through a repeat of 1933 to 1945. This time live action through smartphones. Humanity has to be better than this. You're dead right. And I want to add another layer. We're living through that. And the roaring 20s, great forgetting 2.0 after the 1918 Spanish flu pandemic. Two things, same time. It's absolutely doing my head's in. So listen, anybody, self-care and love is taking a step back if you need to. And trust me, I had a couple of days, it was just after the 100th day after October the 7th. And did us a world of good, you've probably seen. Hopefully. Gareth saying, I Palmer was on the FB, but always miss the streams. I go by Gaz and FB. Oh, Gaz McDonald. There you go. I know you are. Nice one. Joanne is saying, I'm really surprised that none of my social media pages have been taken down for the amount of speaking out I do. Ours kind of has. I mean, like, obviously, a lot of people know that Reaches just went through the fucking floor, and I would do it again and twice on Sundays because fuck Reach, fuck like, shares, whatever the fuck. Like, it's a tool, and we'll speak out, and we'll keep speaking out, and if it ends up being 2 paper cups and a piece of fucking string attached to a stone and throwing it through motherfucker no. Welcome to social media guidelines, but you get me point. Can't stop, won't stop. Absolute love for everybody. Matty's saying he keeps forgetting to post Glasgow's bottle. There you go. That's love too, and you know why. Anyway, all love for everybody. If you want to support what we're doing, go to the patreon.com/cow daily. That's patreon.com/cow daily. For patrons, there is an update on the Clean Air campaign. Just to reiterate, and you already know, everything in the patrons forum is confidential. Ideas can die on the vine, and as you know, there's a lot of positive things that are occurring. There's a mutual trust there between we, and that's love. I'm trusting you, and I've trusted people in the past, and they've let us down. Please, please don't be that again. Because, like, look, there's a million and one things we could all be doing other than this, isn't there? But this is the right thing to do. And at the minute, it's a great personal cost for a lot of us, but it won't be forever. Our time will come because it's inevitable, and it's always inevitable. And without being all Pablo Neruda, the spring and all that. Anyway, joy to all, good tidings of comfort and joy on this, our special Clinton Cards Day. Make sure you've ruined a few more trees and sent some shit to people who can barely tolerate you. All love. Bye. Joking. Jesus, that's a horrible way to end it. Anyway, I'm getting off before I ruin this. Bye.